It seems that everyone today, including myself, we all end up falling into these ruts in life. They're basically inevitable. All of us get into this rut. We lack the energy to do the things that we want to do. No matter what you do in your day-to-day routine, you're just so gray and bland. You don't have the energy for your goals that you used to do. You're not you're not as motivated as what you used to be. You don't feel quite so driven. You're not only that, but the vision of your goals, the things that you actually wanted to learn, aspire to, you get like a blurry vision of them. You forget why you started. And as a result of all of this, you just get discouraged by the whole thing. You don't really know, well, maybe you do know what's going on, but you don't really know what to do. You're just kind of like, I don't know if you guys still have like what do you call them? The electric outlets on the stoves? You probably do. Some people have gas stoves, but like your burner has gone from like boiling temperature down to like a two. And I wanted to make a video on that today because I've experienced that myself. The first thing I've come to realize is that like this is normal for everyone to go through. Like stooping down into these ruts is a normal part of the human experience. It can't be 100% all the time. That's absolutely insane. You just burn out and fry up. Most of the time, why this would happen to begin with is we as human beings, when I've like studied depression and so forth, I've learned that the brain likes predictability. So it's very, very easy to settle into your routine, even for weeks or months, years. Some people never change, you know? You shouldn't stay there longer than you have to. And you're the one who knows that deep down for you. I couldn't tell you that. But what I did to fix it, the first thing I did was stop waiting for an aha moment or like some cataclysmic event where you're just suddenly so inspired and energy driven and you like flip upside down overnight. And waiting for that moment, it seldom comes. It's very inefficient to live that way, and it won't get you very far. At the end of the day, like the worst self-improvement mistake you can make is waiting to feel like doing it. You're trying to become a new person. You've never done these things before. You don't even know what to feel. So one of the things that has helped me on this journey is actually the way I view myself, my self-image. I've learned that I can be given the right tools, the right circumstances, the right time of day, the stars are aligned, whatever floats your boat. You can have all of the external things set up and still not do what you need to do. And that's because of the way you view yourself. If you don't view yourself as like, I don't know, if you're working on a business, if you don't view yourself as an entrepreneur, you're probably not going to end up doing it. If you don't view yourself as a dancer, you probably won't go to dance class. If you don't view yourself as an athlete, you won't be a runner, so on and so forth. So affirmations, I'd have to experience them more to see how effective they are. But something I've learned from a successful entrepreneur, Alex Hormozy, you actually need to generate evidence in your life. This really reinforces the way you see yourself. And so examples of that could be like you do the things that you don't want to do towards the goals that you want to accomplish. You need to see that you're producing behaviors in your life before you want to do them. So when you self-reflect through like journaling or just reviewing on your day, you actually start to see, oh wait, actually I am becoming an entrepreneur. I had a deep work block today on my business. You do this over and over again. The repeated behaviors of what you do changes who you are. In some manners, you just have to force yourself to do these things. It, I wish there was like a magic pill or a top 7 ways to be more productive. And you can certainly watch those videos if you want. But at the end of the day, you are the one in your life who just has to take action. There isn't really like a magic pill. On that note, new patterns create new thoughts. You have to actually apply yourself to do things that make you uncomfortable or are different. Your ideas have to be challenged and you need exposure. New patterns will change your life. I I've come a pretty long way from who I used to be in life. I'll probably talk about that in a future video, but I just don't live the way I used to. Because if I lived the way I used to, I wouldn't be on camera talking to you right now. One thing I would remind you of in all this process of self-image, affirmations, if you want to do them, evidence, taking action on new things that you haven't tried before, is you probably should reorient yourself on your goals, the things you want to learn, your ambitions, your interests, and reestablish your why. Like, why do you want to actually do them? If you remind yourself of that, along with this new image, you sculpt a whole new identity that actually starts to produce the behaviors towards your interest, and then you start to accomplish your goals. Sometimes, man, you just got to do what's required. You're not always going to feel like doing it. I know I'm repeating myself in this video, but genuinely, you're not always going to feel like doing the things that are required to get what you want. Most of the time, the things you want are probably like pretty above normal. If you're watching self-improvement content, you're pretty far ahead of the curve, given you're actually taking action in your life. So you probably want things like a house, a family, a nice car, whatever, right? In order to do that, sorry, in order to get the things most people don't have, you need to be willing to do the things most people won't do. And you do this through patient consistency. You don't do this through burnout intensity where you do like this stupid, what are they called on YouTube? Sigma male grind set or whatever crap they just do for clickbait and views these days. Patient consistency is the name of the game. When you burn out, well, like, what good is that? That's not getting you anywhere. There's no point in doing it like that. You may as well just patiently and gradually get better and better and better at doing the things that you want to do consistently. Imagine where you could be 3 years from now if you started today on one goal out of the many that you probably have. If you actually just focused even 1 hour a day, that'd be like 3 years from now. That'd be well over 1,000 hours spent on just 1 hour a day. That's really something to consider. Things you gotta remember, bro. Rome wasn't built in a day, so through all of this like hustle and bustle and this culture of just mass production and status and high achievement, it's gonna take you some time to get there. That's why I mentioned like consistency and patience, because you're just not going to accomplish all the things you want to tomorrow. That's the reality of it. Making mistakes is also a normal part of this process, especially when you're becoming someone you've never been before. If you don't know what you're doing, but it's required of you to perform, of course you'll make mistakes. That's part of the process and fun. That's part of how growth and learning happens. And another way that you could help yourself to stay consistent and stay patient with this is understand that getting better over time is way better than trying to be perfect because you'll actually enjoy the journey and the steps and the process to get there. You actually make progress, things start going well for you, you start to feel better about yourself. And like I was talking about before with the self-image, you see yourself in a new light. You respect yourself more. You trust yourself more. You're becoming someone you actually want to be and like. Hope that helps, bro.